In this video, we're going to be talking about some reasons why you should not daily drive your Dodge Charger Pursuit. This has been my car for over 8 months, and I've learned a lot about how this car works. And I've uncovered a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a couple of things that just, God, really made me not want to daily drive this car. So let's jump into it. So the first one is actually, it'll surprise you guys a lot, the all-wheel drive transmission. It's a Mercedes WA580 transmission, and it sounds really good on paper. All-wheel drive, bro, right? Like, you can go into the snow and stuff, and that was actually the main reason why I bought the car, was because I wanted that utility. I wanted the power of an American V8 car and the utility of having that all-wheel drive, being in snow or other conditions where it merits it. But when we look into the name WA580 from Mercedes, so this is not even a Dodge transmission, it is a German transmission, not originally built for this car, but they kind of morphed it into it. So WA580, the 580 stands for 580 Newton meters of torque, which we convert that to hamburger units, that's 420 foot-pounds of torque. And this car's got about 400 under the hood, so it's just perfect as is. But you know me, I like modifying my cars a little bit, right? Well, you can't really do that with this car because you'll blow up the transmission. You'll blow up the transfer case, and it's not going to be a fun time. It's a very expensive transmission. Please be quiet, bird. But it's a very expensive transmission, and yeah, I really want to throw a supercharger or something on this car like I did with my Miata. I threw a turbo on that, got extra power. But yeah, you can't really do that with this car. But yeah, this transmission is not built for modifications. And you know me with my transmissions, my Miata transmission blew up. So I'm kind of on a roll with blowing transmissions up, and I'm trying to not do it with this car, fingers crossed. So yeah, big reason why I would steer you away from the all-wheel drive V8 Pursuit is because of that all-wheel drive transmission, unless you're like me, that needs it for that winter utility, and also just because it's like kind of one of a kind. V8 America, you know, it's kind of nice. V8 Charger, all-wheel drive, police vehicle, like, you know, that's a combination that I couldn't really say no to. It's very unique. So since we're on the topic of the transmission, it's also worth noting that this transmission is a 5-speed, not a 6, not an 8-speed. Yeah, I know. This car is built in 2019 and it's still got 5 speeds. There's a good reason for it though. In order to fit this giant V8 under the hood, they had to make some cuts somewhere, and they couldn't fit the 8-speed with the transfer case, enabling all-wheel drive in this car, so they had to downgrade, I guess, to a 5-speed. It definitely changes the characteristics of this car. It doesn't drive like a race car. Of course, those gears are much longer, so it's definitely not as snappy as you'd expect. But that's the trade-off you make if you want all-wheel drive. So that kind of reinforces the idea. If you don't need all-wheel drive, I would not get the all-wheel drive variant of this car. I would just get the V8. I'd get the rear-wheel drive. You don't have to worry about power limitations. You don't have to worry about 5 speeds. That's a big reason why you just really, it's not as fun to daily this car. You know, and again, I'm kind of nitpicking here, but I'm giving you the reasons, the downsides to why you should not daily drive or buy this car. Another big reason that kind of puts a wrench in your desire to daily drive this car is that right there, the light bar. It's a dual-edged sword. It depends if you like attention or not. The good ones and the bad ones, you're gonna get both of them if you own this car, especially if it has the light bar installed. Most of these vehicles do not sell with the light bar, so if you want to be more low-key with your daily driver, definitely don't get the light bar. This is, you know, I find myself with very interesting cars, so I couldn't say no to a car that is in this condition. And it just makes this car much more interesting in my opinion. But again, if you want to daily drive it, you're going to get a lot of attention. You're going to have cops pull up to you. You're going to have random civilians ask you questions. I've even read from some places that people get asked for like help because they think they're like security or some police officer. So you get a lot. I haven't gotten those personally. I have had police come up to me and follow me. You know, if I'm driving, they'll just follow me around, or if I'm parked, they'll just roll up to me and say, hey, what's up? It's always been good. My community around here is very nice, and they're understanding about the car, but you may not be as lucky with your Dodge Charger Pursuit. So take that as a warning. is a big thing that puts off a lot of people, and you got to be okay with that because it comes with the car. So the next big thing is actually inside the car. So if we hop in real quick now, but if we can see here that this whole center console area, I got my filming equipment if you guys don't mind, but like, look at that, we got cables everywhere. You don't really have this refined user experience that you'd expect from a car you're paying decent cash for, because this thing was a cop car. It has basically there's not really any kind of premium features with this car. It's very rugged, very cleaned out. If you're expecting to have like leather cushions here and giant infotainments and air conditioned seats, this is not going to be your car. It's very bare bones. It was built for a purpose, and that purpose was to go after criminals, not have a massage seat and relax. Although this sound system's really good. The sound system is really good on these cars, so the cops were definitely bumping to some music. And now let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is, you know, when you buy these cars, they're not necessarily babied. Yeah, they're well maintained, they're taken care of for the most part, by and large, because they need to work when you're on the field. You can't have your engine blow up because you haven't changed the oil in 20,000 miles on your cop car as you chase down a criminal. So they have to keep these cars maintained, taken care of. But with that, it comes with a little bit of a downside, because they take care of it well, but they also beat on the cars quite a bit. So you're gonna have to be okay with a little bit of damage. I swear, I have to pause this video every 3 minutes because of that. So long story short, this car is gonna have some damage, and it's really important to make sure that the car you do buy is not completely abused and totaled. So it's a lot of a hit or miss. I've heard really great stories. I mean, personally for me, my car has been completely reliable. I'll make a separate video on the reliability of this car specifically, but in general, it's been phenomenal. But I've heard some stories of people who had, I don't know, just really bad things happen to their Dodge Charger Pursuits, or even any ex-cop car for that matter. So it's very hit or miss. You got to know that. And you know, if you're going to daily drive this car, you don't want the engine blowing up because the previous cop over revved it, or I don't even know, like slammed it into a wall and bent one of the drive shaft. Or you don't want to buy a cop car to daily and then realize way down the road that the car is knocking because the car was not serviced, or maybe the driver, the cop guy, the police officer was just, he was ripping it while trying to chase a criminal, and I don't know, God knows what happened, but now your engine's blown up. So definitely something to consider with these cars. And just to clarify, this car is not for sale. That was just for entertainment purposes only. So another thing, what's the biggest thing you care about if you daily drive this car? Fuel economy. And with this car, in its current spec, it is the opposite of good fuel economy, because we got all-wheel drive, negative. We got V8, negative. We have like 4,500 pounds, negative. So on the highway, I get decent mileage. This car does have cylinder deactivation, which is good. On the highway, I could maybe squeeze out 21 miles per gallon. And in the city, not so good. I'm getting maybe 14 tops. And the numbers are frequently in the single digits, especially if you want to have some fun in this car, putting it lightly. So definitely, if you're going to try and daily drive one of these cars, you're going to have to take a hit in fuel economy. It's not going to be your Prius. It's not going to be your Miata. It's going to be a gas guzzler. It's going to drink a lot of gas, long story short. So I would not recommend to put tons of miles on this car unless you want to foot a little bit more of a bill. Also, on that same topic of fuel economy, the gas tank is like really small in this car, in my opinion. My Miata has about 12 gallons. This one feels like it's got 12 gallons as well, or even less. It's probably because it's got horrible fuel economy, but I've just ran into too many times where I'm just driving and it's like, oh, you're low on fuel. I'm like, damn, I filled up like 2 days ago, man. So this car likes to drink some gas. Got some value from this video. If you did, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. I'll see y'all in the next video. Ciao.